What's up guys, my name is Smart, welcome back to another video, and here back for my F1 2019 career mode episode 9, and today we are here for the French Grand Prix. If you haven't watched the previous episode, I highly recommend to go check it out, and sorry for the delay. My plan is to put this career mode in 7 days, but yeah, a lot of stuff is happening now in my life with university. I'm going to start university in a few days, but I promise that I will try. I'm going to give everything in my power to keep this career mode continue to be a weekly series, because I absolutely love to make this career mode, obviously. So let's focus today on the French Grand Prix. It's supposed to have 3 upgrades, one from each department, but unfortunately of the aero side things failed, and we're going to fix for the next round. That is going to be at the Austrian Grand Prix, but we did I believe a minor upgrade for the engine and a major for the chassis. I'm not entirely sure, I think it was a minor as well. So but we are keep working on the engine, because I think that's the low point of this Toro Rosso. In terms of aero, we are actually very good. We are the 4th best team, and now we are the 5th best team, and we are very close to overtake Racing Point. So everything is going on our way. We are climbing through the field. Maybe we can beat Red Bull at the end of the season, I don't know, let's see. We have a mountain to climb, because this is just episode 9, and some people are like in episode 30 or something like that. So maybe I have to start to hurry up a little bit in this career mode, make more episodes. But in the performance chart, as you can see, we overtook Haas. In the last episode we overtook McLaren and Renault, and in this episode we overtook Haas. So hopefully, if we buy some brand new new upgrades, sorry, for the next race in Austria, maybe we can be ahead of Racing Point. I don't know, that would be very good, that would be very great, because I really want to be best of the race in this season, and everything is set. Unfortunately, my teammate, despite the performance of the car that is actually pretty decent now, hasn't been performing very well, so he's basically just me carrying the flag. But let's see what we can do, because it's time for Saturday qualifying.
The circuit has rubbed it in with practice, but this is still a difficult session as our drivers fight for pole position. Welcome to qualifying for the French Grand Prix. With me is Anthony Davidson. We've spoken at length about qualification in the past, track conditions, the competition, setups and so forth. But really, at the end of the day, it's down to a perfect or near-perfect run with no mistakes.
Indeed, Crofty. After all is said and done, it's down to the individual to deliver the best performance possible. The drivers love it though. It's their first real pressure of the weekend, so they're super focused and ready to give it everything they've got. It's good to get the competition going.
So here we are in Q1 doing our first lap, and at the moment we're doing very good. I felt I had a good feeling on the car, especially in the 3rd sector. So the aero upgrades are really coming in handy in this weekend, despite having a failed one. But in terms of aero, we are looking very good. In the 1st sector, this car feels very good, very stable. So heading to the last corner, a little bit caught on the curb on the outside, and we're going to open the DRS, and we're going to cross the line and set a 133.9. It's good, but it's not good enough, because we come back to the garage and we are in P17. So we are in the elimination zone, so we have to hurry up and set a time that puts us above 16th place, cutting a little bit the corner on the 1st sector. So yeah, it's my fault, I admit it, but I really want to find some time. Not even a 10th for now, but I really love this section. We can really attack with high speed. A little bit wide, so lost a little bit of momentum, but now in this happen, my trajectory is a little bit different than it used to be, and we're going purple. That's because maybe we cut a little bit that corner and we're going purple, but we are finding a lot of time, 1 second best than our previous time. We're going to open the DRS, 1.3 seconds up, and we're going to cross the line, and it's P6 just behind our teammate Alex Alba, and it is enough to get both of us into Q2. A very nice qualifying. Finally, it seems that my teammate is finding some pace now, but in Q2 we found some rain. I tried to make the lap with the slick tires, but once I got out the pits, it was dry, so I decided to take the gamble, because the rain was coming in 5 minutes, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, and yeah, it's too wet for slick tires. So I still tried in this lap, but the tires were just cold, were just blue, and there was no point, as you can see in the exit of the chicane. Actually, Charles Leclerc set the fastest time with the slick tires, but I think it's too much wet for us. So we're going to the pits and set us a brand new set of intermediates. It was raining in the practice, so I had some practice with the intermediate tires. So heading to the chicane now, feeling a little bit more confident. but the rain I think is not going strong. I think it's going to be stronger in the final stages of Q3 if we get there, so we don't have a time yet, so we're going to probably be outside of the top 10 in this first run, because I'm trying to learn these conditions, try to gain the confidence, and there we go. DRS has been disabled, just see how well it is, and we're going to cross the line in the P12, and our teammate ahead, so finally my teammate, it seems, starting to show some pace. So here we are on our second run. Thankfully the track is starting to dry a little bit, and as you can see by that we are 5 tenths up, 6 tenths up. We are finding so much time in the last sector. We're going to take a different line to get the best exit as we can. We're going to feed the power, 5 tenths up, and we're going to cross the line. Is it enough to put us into Q3? Yes, it is. I believe it was P9, and yes, that's a confirmation of the game. We are through into Q3, and let's see if our teammate is in. It's not. Unfortunately, he didn't improve his time, but he actually was a pretty decent qualifying for our teammate. Finally, he's starting to show some pace once again, and maybe we can dream some points, double point finish in this race. So here we are in Q3 doing our first run, and Daniel Ricciardo sets provisional pole. So in these changeable conditions, anyone can set pole, and the rain is going to start get stronger soon, so maybe this is going to be our best lap. Maybe Ricciardo can be on pole because he has the best track conditions, but as we are finishing a pole, is Gasly on provisional pole, so maybe the track conditions are not changing that drastically, but we're going to plow on, and we're going to cross the line, and we're going to set a 1:35.4, and at the moment we are in P5 ahead of Max Verstappen in our senior team, so this is very good. We're doing an amazing job in this TORO Rosso in these wet conditions. Really, the aero is coming handy in these tricky conditions. So, but unfortunately, in the last run, the rain started to get heavier and heavier, and I think the full wets were the best option at this time, at this moment. So we were 2 seconds down, but still, nonetheless, it's P6 for the French Grand Prix ahead of Max Verstappen. TORO Rosso ahead of a Red Bull. It's not the first time that we beat a Red Bull in my F1 2019 career mode, but can we beat a Red Bull? I don't know, because it's going to be dry. It's going to be changeable condition race. We're going to start in dry conditions, but then it's going to change to it's going to rain, and then it's going to be dry. So it's going to be like a lottery in terms of strategy. So we have to see and see if we can beat Verstappen or Gasly. But Gasly in their home Grand Prix doing very well, and Lucas Weber, thankfully, we beat him like he's like 4 seconds off the pace. So maybe he didn't set a lot in the best track conditions. But now it's time for the French Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do. Wish me luck.
The circuit Paul Ricard, home of the French Grand Prix, home race of the Renault team, and of course a number of the drivers on the grid as well. Of the 14 races held here up until 1990, 5 were won by a Frenchman, and 4 of those, of course, were Alain Prost. I wonder who'll add their name to that winners list today. The circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6 mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Charles Leclerc, Thomas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Grosjean, and Lucas Weber, Albon, Perez, Lando Norris, and Butler. Raikkonen, Hülkenberg, Robert Kubica and George Russell. Magnussen, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Now it's almost time to lights out.
Here we are on the track, guys, ready to the start of the French Grand Prix. If you could leave a like now and subscribe to channel if you need to see plenty more F1 content, I will be very thankful. But we're going to focus on the race. Strategy-wise, is a medium-hard strategy, but we're going to have changeable conditions. So I was a little bit uncertain if I should start on the soft and the mediums, but the rain can be delayed, so I decided to take the gamble and start on the medium tires. So let's see if it can pay off if the rain doesn't appear right off the start. But here we go, ready to the start of the French Grand Prix. 27 laps ahead of us. Can we get a double finish point for Toro Rosso? That would be very good in the Constructors' Championship. 5 red lights, and away we go to the French Grand Prix in Le Castellet, and it is absolutely terrible start. Verstappen had a beastly start as well for Grosjean. Our teammate is already in 9th place, so a very good start for him as well. He goes up off inside of Grosjean. We're going to try to cut back, and we made contact. The Toro Rossos make contact, and we are spun round, and we are officially in last place of this French Grand Prix. This is the worst scenario that can happen if our team in the Formula 1 Grand Prix. We've been spun round by our teammate in the first lap, in the second corner. It's Civil War at Toro Rosso maybe, because the two teammates collide and one of them is now in last place after a good qualifying. But let's see, this is in the front of the pack, just to showing what is happening. We're going to see the replays of the contact shortly, but there's Leclerc on the softs going up inside of Vettel, so Ferrari taking the two different strategies. But as you can see in my screen, I don't know if you can see, is starting to rain on lap 1, so the gamble to start on mediums didn't pay off, because already in lap 1 is starting to rain, and there's Pierre Gasly all around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. The man of house is doing a brilliant job, but he lost some places, but he's giving everything to stay ahead of Valtteri Bottas, but he couldn't do so because yeah, that Mercedes is much superior than the Mercedes and the Silver Arrows. But as you can see, my teammate at least didn't lose any positions, so I don't know whose fault it was. We're going to see in the replays, but at least he's best of the rest. So he's an absolute cluster on the pit, as you can see, because everyone is pitting for the intermediate tires, the green striped tires, and there's some people still on the slicks that didn't want to get a double stack. But this is absolutely confusion, and that's us going into the pits. We're going to fit as well the intermediate tires, so this can put the Battlecross on the game, or maybe not, because we have a double stack because of our teammate is being held up as well. So for sure that we're going to be in last place, miles behind of P19 probably. So we're going to fit the intermediates. Obviously, I don't think we're going to fit full wet in this race, because I believe that is going to be just light rain at the end of the Grand Prix. The rain, I believe, is going to ease off a little bit as well, but I'm not sure if we're going to set in this. But here we go. As you can see in my POV, we are in last place of this French Grand Prix, and now we have a mountain to climb if you want to score points. But you never know, we're not going to give up, and as you can see, some people on the soft. So let's see the start of our teammate, Alex Albon. So he had a beastly start, I believe. He started in P12, so the reaction was good, but the acceleration was monstrous, and he's going to dive down on the inside of Grosjean. Very aggressively, he touched on his side bomb, and actually he didn't felt anything, just a little bit of an understeer. So that's strange. So Albon didn't felt anything. This is a POV in the third-person camera, just to have a better perspective. So I believe it was my fault, I have to admit, because I was too much on the inside. I had too much momentum, too much speed, and contact was inevitable, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunately it was my fault on this incident. So I tried to brake, but I had too much momentum, and it was just a tiny contact, no damage on the car, I believe. So yeah, we have it's my fault, I admit, and yeah, basically hopefully we not demoted into number 2 driver or something like that. But here we are still in P20 in lap 4, and ahead of us is Kimi Räikkönen. I believe he has some issues, so we're going to try to do something. We are getting very close, very quickly, and we're going to dive down on the inside on the long right-hander, and there you go, pretty easy move on the fin, and now we are not anymore last place, so making progress only on lap 5. So this is going to be a long race if you want to score points. But this is Max Verstappen, and I can tell you that is in P16 behind the Williams of Robert Kubica. So Verstappen lost a lot of time in the pits by being held up and double stacking. So as you can, maybe being on the slicks one more lap would be the best option, and we are seeing Kubica losing more positions. Williams nowhere near the pace. As you can see the performance chart, Williams has a mountain to climb as well, so like we have in this race. And there goes Stroll. Kubica actually is giving a fight as actually, and he stays ahead of Lance Stroll. So maybe the Williams is quite competitive in the rainy conditions, despite not having the downforce. But now here we go to the DRS zone. No DRS because it's raining, obviously, and Stroll is going to try one out inside, heading to the chicane. They are Mercedes engine, but that Racing Point is more slippery in the straight line than Williams, despite having the same engine. Kubica is going to resist as well, actually, sorry, and he's going to try on the inside, but he doesn't have the downforce to do so, and he's demoted to P17, and here we are in P18. We already overtook George Russell. I forgot to show you, but we're going to try something on Kubica. We'll run a little bit wide on the Cubs. The Cubs are absolutely soap on the race, but we're going to be very aggressive on Kubica. Needs must, we have to make these moves. These guys are not of our business, and we are promoting, and here we are in the P17, chasing down Lance Stroll. Now they actually pulled away in this lap because of the battle with the Williams cars. There's Stroll going slowly, and he's out of the race, and we receive a corner cut because there was yellow flags, and he was going slow. I don't know if we made a mistake or if it was an engine failure, but so I was a little bit uncertain that we didn't want to get a penalty. But there goes Stroll, and this French Grand Prix comes to an early end, and that Mercedes engine came to an end as well. So P16 at the moment, there's a virtual safety car because of Stroll's DNF. And we are back into racing speed on lap 11, and the track is starting to drying up, so surely that we're going to fit the slicks, but it's not for now. But let's see. I don't know if I'm going to put the mediums or the soft, because it's a 15-minute period without rain, so maybe I'm going to fit the mediums, because I'm not entirely sure if the softs can handle for 15 laps. So we're seeing the strategies of the team. So Hülkenberg is fitting the hard tires, so that's very interesting. They believe that there's not going to be any rain till the end of Grand Prix or something like that. The two Williams are coming in, so they're going to make the second double stack of Sunday's of this Grand Prix, and there's Kubica is the first one, and he's feeding the hard tires as well. So let's see what George Russell choice, and he's feeding the hard tires as well. So Williams in the same boat as Renault, and we decided to stay one more lap on the intermediate tires, but it was a bad idea because the track is basically dry at the moment, just a little bit tap, and we're seeing the strategies of the other people. So Gasly is fitting the hard tires as well, so yeah, not being very smart in this Grand Prix. So let's see now Lucas Weber coming in, and let's see the strategy that Alfa Romeo can give in. Interesting to see, because we're going to fit the medium. Some guys ahead of us is going to be on the hard, so maybe we can catch it. But Hülkenberg, I believe, sorry, Ricciardo and Weber fitting the soft tires. So very different strategy as well for Norris. So very different strategies for these guys. And there's Albon, he's going to fit the soft tires as well. So, but I don't think that the softs can handle for 15 minutes. I'm not entirely sure, but that's us going into the pits, and a little bit of the delay because of the double stack, and we're going to fit the medium tires, and then we're going to change to the intermediate tires. So that's a strategy for the end of Grand Prix, because surely the rain is going to come, because you saw on the graphic before the start of the race. But we are catching Kimi Räikkönen very rapidly, so Räikkönen is on the hard tire, so we clearly have the pace. No DRS, just pure slipstream and pure engine power. And there we go, up of inside on the fast right hand, the flat out, and Räikkönen can challenge us. We have more grip, we have more pace, we have the better car, and that's us into P15. I forgot what the position, but it's Sebastian Vettel stuck on the midfield. So Vettel lost some time on the pit stop phase, or in the first pit stop phase, when everyone started to fit the intermediate tire. But as you can see in the images, the sun is starting to appear, so the track is going to start to rubber in, and this is our teammate Alex Albon doing an amazing job. And actually Vettel has a bad exit, and Alex can make a move on a Ferrari. That would be amazing. But they are going side by side. The Ferrari has a bad engine, going to have the inside line. Let's see if can Albon all round the outside on the inside. Yes, he can. He's doing bonkers in that Toro Rosso. He's been very racy in this French Grand Prix. So that's very good to see for my teammate. Despite that contact, I admit that was my fault. It wasn't his fault. But now here we are on lap 14. We are chasing down Robert Kubica in P14. So very up the other for Williams. Overtake mode, DRS open. We're going to try round the outside, heading to the chicane. Brake a little bit later because we're going to have more track. And we do so. And that's us into P14. A very sweet move. We have the better grip. Kubica is on the outside. There's no chance for us. Absolutely no chance. And we have yellow flags in lap 20. So we skip forward. It was basically just 2 the laps. We've been quite catching the train, but just like 2 or 3 tenths per lap. And it's Daniel Ricciardo that is out of this race. And the rain is starting to appear, and Vettel is leaving the pits on slick tires. So Ferrari played out very badly, because I don't know, you could see in the screen the rain is starting to appear, and Vettel left the pits on soft tires. So we have a free pit stop, and we're going to pit, and if things go well, we're going to get out in P7, so we are back into the points. And there's Vettel trying something on the inside, really squeezing back very aggressively. We're going now try to hold around the SL just like we did in Kubica in the previous laps, and we do so, really squeeze very aggressively Vettel, but he has the grip, he has the car, he has the soft tires. And now Verstappen came out of nowhere to try gain the position on the inside through the fast right-hander, and he has the grip. I let him go, because remember, he's in a Red Bull and we are in the Toro Rosso, so we have the same family, we have to be friendly. But this is us going to the pits in the same lap. So Ferrari and the other teams playing this very badly, and I don't know if that's a glitch. So we're going to have a free pit stop, and we are back into the points. So never give up, like I said. And Verstappen, Vettel fit the soft tires again. What is happening with the strategy today with the AI? Vettel fit the slicks again, and he's going to lose like 20 seconds or more 20 seconds than he lost. So I don't know what is happening with the AI, but there's Verstappen ahead of us. He's on he's on slicks, and we are intermediates. Look at the difference of grip, and here we go. Now it's a drag race, but this is going to be an easy position, because at the moment Verstappen has no grip, and we are actually winning in the straight. So maybe we have a better on the engine than the Red Bull. So we're going just closing the door even before during the braking zone. And there's Verstappen. It has nothing to do. Verstappen lost it. Losing the rear. He doesn't have grip in those cold slick tires, and he's going to lose some positions. It's the first time that I'm seeing the AI doing a mistake, making a spin. It was at a mid spin, but that was first. I've never seen the AI making mistakes like spins, so that was very interesting. We have a virtual safety car. I know if it's because of Verstappen, but I believe if someone is out of the race. So we have a virtual safety car, and the damage on the guys that pitted for softs was mitigated, because they pitted in the virtual safety car. But it's P6. We're going to cross the line. We've been spun round in the first lap, last place, but we didn't give up. P6. And we're going to get a heap amount of points. What a race. Never give up.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Yes, another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
It's a heroic effort for any drivers racing conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Race that was being a nightmare. We didn't give up, and we came out on top in P6. It wasn't best of a race because Nico Hulkenberg finished ahead of us. We had a 3-second time penalty on the last lap because we got the corner, and but it was enough to be P6. We had a huge gap to Kimi Räikkönen, so it wasn't a problem. So Verstappen is out of the points. Vettel just P10. Lorette Kubitz in P11, so far almost we had almost a Williams scoring point. So, but unfortunately our teammate Alex Alban didn't score points, so that was once again our teammate not scoring points. So basically it's us in the Constructor Championship carrying the flag, but nonetheless it was a very positive episode. 8 points in the bag. I couldn't ask for better, and this is going to be great for the championship. So here are the standings, and now we are best of the rest, 1 point ahead of Sergio Perez. So the objective is there. We are ahead of Lucas Weber, of our teammate, of Devon Butler, and we are best of the rest. I couldn't ask for anything better. And yeah, sign me up from Red Bull already, but no, we're going to probably going to do the full season on TORO Rosso. To be more realistic, I don't want to go to Red Bull already. We're just learning in this first season, so but P7 is the best that I can do at the moment, and in the constructor we are still in P5, and if our teammate did maybe a decent job, we surely would be in P4, but nonetheless, it was a very positive episode, and with that we conclude the 9th episode of my F1 2019 career mode. I just want to say to you guys, thanks so much for watching. It was a little bit of a longer episode because a lot of things happened into today's race, but here we are, 2-year contract renegotiation, but I made a huge mistake. I was too much ambitious, I ran out of attempts, and unfortunately we didn't set a contract, and what I want to try to make a better development on the car, but unfortunately, like I said, out of renegotiation, so our contract is going to be worse right now, so we have to do all over again. Yeah, it was my fault. I was too much ambitious, and we have easy teaming also. In terms of instead of 600 points, going to win 400. But we gain 600 points for scoring points still in this Grand Prix, so we're going to buy the aero upgrade and it's going to be ready for the Austria Grand Prix. And yeah, we're still developing the aero despite being very good, and we're going to buy a minor chassis upgrade and should be as well ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. So making good progress slowly. In terms of chassis, we are not the best of the rest, but we are getting there. And in the engine side of things, I decided to buy a ERS upgrade because sometimes I struggle to save ERS in the Canada Grand Prix. I really struggle to save it. So and I have to manage during the qualifying lap because I can't deploy enough ERS. So this upgrade will come in handy adding to the British Grand Prix. This is going to be, I believe, in 2 episodes time. So that was the episode, guys, of my F1 2019 career mode. Thank you so much for watching once again. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe channel if you're new to see more, plenty more Formula 1 content, weekly Formula 1 content. And now in these days it's going to be a little bit hard because I'm going to start university. It's going to be my first year, so a lot of things happening. But I won't give up on YouTube. I will do everything on my power to keep videos coming to the channel. But I want you guys to show your support in this career mode series. I love to do, and if you guys love this series, I absolutely love even more to make this series. So I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and it's time to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. Goodbye.